We surely don't need to tell you New Mexico has a very special relationship with UFOs. That's kind of Roswell's claim to fame. But it turns out Rio Rancho is just as important to UFO researchers.
And that is because the city of Vision is home to the largest collection of records about UFO sightings anywhere in North America.
And wouldn't you know it, Griffin Rushton found out soon you'll be able to read through all of those records yourself. It sounds like we're going to need a whole lot of time, Griffin.
Oh yeah, I mean, we're not talking about just a few boxes of old files here. David Marler's expansive library includes thousands of declassified government documents, police reports, photographs, audio recordings, and even videos of UFO sightings. Some of these are as far back as the 1800s. And here's the thing, his collection keeps growing, but now Rio Rancho Public Schools is helping him share it with all of us.
How you interpret what a UFO is. Is it misidentification of something prosaic? Is it alien? Is it something else? It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's history.
And UFO record archivist David Marler believes that history belongs to everyone.
Whether you relegate UFOs to fact, fiction, or folklore, it's part of our history, it's part of our culture. And I feel that regardless of belief or non-belief in the subject, we need to preserve this element of our culture.
Marler built an addition onto his Rio Rancho home to house the thousands of documents he's collected over the years. Everything from declassified Project Blue Book files to newspaper clippings and even air traffic control radio recordings.
It's right out of the X-Files. I mean, it's a definite UFO or something like that.
Are all packed inside this small room.
It is essentially a traditional historical archive, albeit dedicated to a non-traditional subject.
And his collection, officially known as the National UFO Historical Records Center, is growing. Marler says more and more archivists are sending him their collections, so everything is under one roof.
It's bringing these puzzle pieces together to get a better picture of what we're dealing with regard to the UFO subject.
We visited his archive back in 2022 and saw documents detailing a UFO sighting near Socorro in 1964. Marler said there was a similar incident near Espanola, but at the time, he didn't have many documents backing it up. Now he does.
And not only are they photos of the landing site, and sketches provided by the New Mexico State Police. Contrary to the Air Force conclusion, they provided no indication that this witness was drunk. They deemed him credible, and they provided all of this additional information, which we never had access to until just recently.
Marler says there's countless connections hiding in his archive, and he's partnering with Rio Rancho Public Schools to let other researchers and everyday people take a look.
They have some open space that they would like to allocate for us to house this incredible treasure trove of history.
Marler says he will start moving his collection into 2 portable classrooms in the Rio Rancho School District later this year. And while it will be open to the public, he says you'll have to make an appointment.
Who knows what the average person might discover? What discoveries are waiting for us in these case files that we have yet to connect the dots?
Yeah, Marler says this new space that they're moving into is roughly 6 times bigger than his current setup, and that space is going to go to good use. He says he knows of at least 12 more collections that are heading his way.
So does he think that there could even be more out there besides those collections he already knows of? Like, could this grow even more in his edition?
He definitely thinks so. I mean, he told me that he already thinks he has a pretty good chunk of all the files that are out there, but
yeah.
I mean, we're talking about UFO sightings as far back as 1880 and from all over the world, so you could just imagine just how many documents about this are out there.
Wow.
Is there one particular item that he thinks is the most significant?
There is, and I'm going to let him tell you.
It was a glove that was worn by a UFO witness in Canada in 1967 that saw a UFO land, and purportedly he walked towards the object, and as he got close to the object, he had his gloves on, he touched the side of the object, literally made physical contact purportedly with a UFO, and the object apparently was hot and it melted the tips of his glove. And these are physical aspects, physical relics of that famous case. One of the most valid cases in Canadian UFO history.
Yeah, he was really excited to show us that. Marler says that this public archive, it's going to be free to access, but it'll operate off of donations and, of course, volunteer hours.